And now it's an excellent, nice kind of, it's almost kind of entertaining program that I could take my first name, second name, my surname, and do kind of interesting searches in the database, finding the history roots of Veli name, of Pekka name, of Niitamo name. So quickly I could do kind of a search of my family history or statistics of the name history in those large data files. So this company got the kind of first prize just a few months ago in this Open Living Lab, Open Data type of a competition. Other prize winners were there. One person combined the Helsinki regional map into all possible public services that are available in Helsinki city, so that now you can access through internet Helsinki city map, and when you walk you can see where can you get all those services. So again, the city itself did not produce such a nice user interface. They just put a competition, and an SME started creating that type of a link from city services to people on ad hoc needs when they walk or drive around the city. So extremely simple ideas, business ideas, which were not implemented by the city. So again, the small community is created because the data was available. And there's an interesting initiative now also on that area at the Commission currently. Other initiatives, Open Air, Open Door, Open Windows. There again, I'm proud my SQL was which opened the kind of SQL into an open source community, but eventually it was kind of eaten first by Sun Microsystems and now by Oracle. So again, many of those open movements, when they become very strong in the market and challenging the big guys will buy them out of the market. So that's of course kind of a natural Darwinian development, which we can see, but it constantly kind of puts the pressures and opens many avenues. Some of the major trends that, the traditional innovation model was very linear. So there are these research, scientific foundations, findings out of universities or corporate labs, which industry applies and man conforms, and they are on the market. But now the situation is very different. Innovations, because they come from all over, they create very systemic relations. So it is a kind of a question of multi-actor, multi-level processes, where again the sharing the value of innovation becomes more and more challenging to the big corporations as Nokia, where I'm looking at how can the big corporations work in this type of open environments where the small companies and lead users are more quicker on doing those interesting applications. So I believe that at least some of the living labs can prove the case of these open systemic models creating more value to the communities and to the society. Unfortunately, still national and even European innovation policies and actions follow very much the linear thinking. There's just one partly sad example is the development and the resources put into the MIT, which is the European Institute of Technology, a complete copy of the MIT concept. And now when it is now being let's say decided which are the areas that will be, which are the universities which are part of that community, it seems that we are still subsidizing really vertical structures. There's a one EIT for ICT, one EIT for energy, one EIT. So we lack still the kind of a user-centric horizontal elements of innovation. So we still work very vertically. We've tried in Finland. I'm also a staff member of the Aalto University in Finland, where we merged the University of Art and Design, the Business School, and the Engineering School. So we kind of forced them all to go into one university, and now we are kind of putting all the teaching and all the research so that, I mean, that we get a kind of a more interesting mixture of curricula to the and new developments and research to the people. So again, this is happening, but it is happening very slowly. And I think, I mean, Europe should lead the way, but I'm not always seeing that taking place. But of course, the world is going without the universities, and the world is progressing without the companies or big companies. Just some of the models where this open source movement is just popping up everywhere. I'm sure that there are good examples. We see good examples in the developing world, in the kind of citizen-centric banking, or in the communities in Denmark, opening up the region for sharing energy from house to house. So seeing new opportunities that by sharing it is more efficient than creating a kind of a financial transactional relationship. So sometimes, because we have this digital technology, some even say that we are going back into the kind of culture where sharing was so important, because again, and some kind of examples that you could understand is that there's been a crisis of micropayment system. So even Nokia was like 5 years ago saying that soon we'll be having a mobile phone and we are paying everything with our mobile phone. But actually what is happening we are just adding kind of administrative costs for small payments, like I mean, recording it, paying to the operator, paying to the kind of a bank and the credit system. So many times sharing is much more kind of an efficient. We have had some kind of interesting trials in Helsinki, where you might know what is kind of a carbon credit system, carbon credit calculator. In Finland, we are kind of relatively kind of a, how would I say, a rural country, and people still prepare a lot of their food themselves. So if you go into Finland, a grocery store, you will have a lot of kind of basic ingredients, food ingredients there, and we did with a producer of oatmeal and oat cookies. We calculated the kind of comparative CO2 levels of oat-based products compared to Kellogg, Frosties, and all that type of products. And by research, we kind of gave kind of a theoretical credits. If you buy oatmeal or oat cookies, they are not only better for your health, but by the production process that you employ, they are much more environmental friendly. So when you went into a retail store and you bought a flour pack of oat flour or pre-processed oatmeal, there was a reader on the barcode reader, and you got kind of a bonus, carbon credit bonuses. With that carbon credit bonus, when you got enough bonus, you could enter public transportation free of charge. So you actually created kind of double effect for doing good for the world. So focusing on more healthy food, which is more efficiently produced, uses less energy, and as a prize you get a ticket to a public transportation, which again doubles your capability of kind of saving the world. And you're not using any money transactions. Banks or teleoperators are not getting any overheads of all those actions. So if we would move into this type of economy where we could